Hey there, it's me, Sam, and I'll be your life coach for today. Are you missing the hustle and bustle of the cities? Or maybe a walk in the park, just because there's nothing else to do in the house? Or felt a bit unsure if you can go out or not, because of the lockdown? Or maybe, you've been enjoying your time staying at home, then suddenly felt what they call the cabin fever. Well, whatever your situation is, this is actually a part of what we call the new normal. Actually, we just have to live with it. But what are the big changes that we are encountering at this stage? For example, in the Philippines, they are adapting online learning as one of their blended means to get education. Homeschooling is not so typical in the Philippines, and it's not an easy switch for them, as they've been using the classroom model ever since prior to the COVID pandemic. This pandemic has also forced companies to adapt work from home setup. Some companies give their employees the liberty to choose on how they would want to report to work, but everyone must be cautious that safety is always the #1 priority. This pandemic may seem too crazy for all of us. None of us even expected this to happen. But despite this, all of us should make sure that we keep our positive perspective in life. During this time, it is important that we make sure that we remember these 4 points. First, our health is always our #1 priority, so please ensure that we observe safety measures such as wearing face masks in public and observing social distancing. These may be a bit of a hassle to some, but at least we try to avoid getting contact with the virus by observing these measures. Number 2, stay positive. This pandemic is physically, mentally and emotionally exhausting, but we can avoid falling into stressing ourselves out by always looking the good during this time. The fact that we are able to spend more time with our family is one good point of view to take a look at. Number 3, to avoid experiencing the cabin fever, it is important that we find other things to do, such as enhancing our skills by enrolling to online courses, or setting up our online shops. This pandemic has given us all the time in the world for other activities, aside from outdoor activities of course. And lastly, communicate. Even if we can't talk with our friends face to face, it is important that we find ways to connect with people virtually. Today, we have all of these means to do this, with WhatsApp, Viber, Messenger, FaceTime and many more. Make sure to keep yourself connected. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button so you can be updated every time we post a content.